Man, this playthrough's not making any money. I've had so many block scenes.
Once my friends and I dreamed of flying. We would sail a ship with me as its captain. In time, I became that captain. I found a new ship with new friends. My ship was the Youth League.
Others chose a different captain. Their boat was New Yevon.
You know, I realize I'm like a lot of you people. We want a captain, and we want a ship to ride, but more important than that, really, we all want to ride together.
There are some things you can't do alone. But they become easy with friends beside you.
This was the lesson that we learned when we launched those ships.
It was power. And we misused that power. We turned our friends and followers against each other.
Forgive us.
Somehow we forgot. There's a much larger ship out there. One we've been riding ever since we were born. That ship is Spira.
No one knows just where our voyage will lead us. But we do know one thing. One way or another, we will get by. We'll go on living. The calm will continue.
Just one more thing. We all owe thanks to a very special lady. Yeah, you all know who I'm talking about. We really hope that she could be here today.
It's time for me to go home.
She left a message. She said she's going home. So farewell, but not goodbye. See you next time.
Did we really have to leave like that? Just think of the party we're missing!
I think we party enough, don't you? Brother! Higher! Brother! Faster! I can't hear you!
So much has happened, and I'm sure it's only the beginning. Through the smiles and tears, through the anger and the laughter that follows, I know that I'll keep changing. This is my story. It'll be a good one. It all began when I saw this sphere of you.
This game is phenomenal. Man, I love that ending. Oh my goodness, 1,000 words. I love 1,000 words, but you know, this is not gonna make it to YouTube, maybe. Who knows if the ending is gonna make it to YouTube? Love that ending. Absolutely adore it. Gipple, Nuge, and Barrel Eye coming to terms, getting their friendship renewed, talking to all of Spira, especially when they called Spira a ship. That was a really nice metaphor. Oh man. Great ending, bringing Spira back together. It's a great ending also because FF10 was such a sad ending, you know, Titus disappearing. Yuna saying I love you at the very end. Such a sad, sad ending. This is what we needed, though. To recover from that. By the way, this cutscene right here, this always plays. This is what we call the normal ending. So 10-2 has multiple endings. I'll show off the other ones in some way or form. But there's the game over ending, which if you lose to Vegnagun, I think Spira like gets obliterated. Spira gets obliterated by Vegnagun if you get game over. It has like a glorified game over to it. So that's the game over ending. It's like not the bad ending, but like if you lose to Vegnagun, they'll have a special cinematic, which I'll probably show off at some point. Then there's the ending. If you say no to the fate, I believe it's kind of like a sad ending. Where, like, we all know who the him is. Like, we all know it's Titus. The fate was asking Yuna to bring him back. So, if you say no, then it's kind of it's a little sad ending for Yuna. Like, where she walks away and the game just ends there, I think. And it might skip to this normal ending. And then this is the normal ending. This plays no matter what. This is the default ending. And then after these credits, we will have... There's two possible endings after the credits. We will have... There's the great ending, like the really good ending, or the perfect ending, which is 100%ing. We're gonna get the great ending, but we're probably not gonna get 100% because we haven't done Via Infinito or Beacon. Anyway, let's talk about the game. I don't really have much to say. Like, this is just a phenomenal game. The gameplay is on point. It's really fun. I love the job systems. I love the garment grids. I really like switching mid-battle and stuff. Dude, the gameplay is just a ton of fun. I'm a big ATB fan, so it just hits all the right notes for me. Some of the dungeons are cool. The mission style, I love the non-linearity of the game. It's probably what I love most about the game, the non-linearity, and exploring Spira after what happened with Sin, like during the calm. It's really, really cool. I love it. I love the gameplay of this game. Music is also great. Pretty much tied with FF10 in terms of the music department. I love it. And yeah, graphics are basically the same, so we're not going to talk about that. Creature Creator is another thing I love about the gameplay, because this game has Creature Creator. But yeah, now we talk about the story and the characters. It's good. I love the story in this game. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the story in the game, and honestly, it's understandable. Like, let's face facts, the beginning of the story is like nothing. The story doesn't get going till the end of Chapter 2. The very beginning is more or less establishing the goings and establishing, like, you know, I think that's what the developers wanted, though. I like what they did. Because FF10 was such a sad story and such a depressing story. It was good, it was a well-done story, but I really like the tone shift. Like, the tone shift is really good. I feel like it's needed in the universe. Because, you know, we have the calm and everything. And now, like, the world is different without Sin. Although, we don't know Vegnagun. This is before we know Vegnagun. But, the world is different. So we need this tone shift, I feel. So, I feel like that's exactly what they intended. And sure, the writing is bad in some portions. The hot spring scene, we don't speak of the hot spring scene. The LeBlanc part, I'm not even gonna say it. The massaging minigame, we don't speak of that. There are some moments where the writing is really, really bad. And, like, why on earth would they do this? But the good outweigh the bad. This game has so many great moments to it. 1,000 Words as a whole is amazing. I love the Den of Woes. I love the three friends too, and Pain. Pain's past is really, really good. The Crimson Spheres are a ton of fun to find. Getting more of Pain's past. Gipple, Nuge, and Barreleye are all great characters. They are amazing. I really love the Youth League and the New Yevon division. There are different ideals. Like New Yevon kind of like, you know, being more secretive, and the Youth League being more about the people. What they represent is really, really good, and the whole way they bring the world together. And, like, you think that Spira is gonna have no problems, but they do. They have new problems. It's nice. The aftermath of FF10 is great. The continuity is also phenomenal. It's just really, really good. Like, I think this is a great sequel. And the reasons people hate on the game, like, fan service, it's not FF10, blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. You all need to get over yourselves. It's not a perfect game by any stretch of the word, and the story isn't amazing, but the story is fine. I don't have a problem with the story. I love some of the later story beats. But yeah, this is just a great game. Yuna's a phenomenal protagonist. I love... A lot of people say Yuna does a 180, and I just don't understand where they're coming from. I want to talk about this, but Yuna does not do a 180. Yuna is still the good girl she is. Like, it's made throughout the game that she's still a goody two-shoes. She just doesn't want to be pushed around anymore, because that was the whole thing in FF10. So anyone that says Yuna does a 180, which a lot of people do, they're just wrong. Play the game yourself and you'll see how wrong you are. Alright, there's going to be a cutscene here, so I'll have to continue talking afterward. Oh, would you look who it is? This is obviously connecting to the very end of 10 Remaster, where we saw Titus swimming up. Sort of connecting to that.
I think so. Do I pass?
You're back.
I am back. I'm home.
Welcome home. Yes, home.
What's up? Who asked you to watch, Waka?
Imagine not doing the Chapter 5 Besaid episode and not knowing about their baby being born. Could not be me.
Huh? Hey! Whoa! You know, you've changed.
Well, you've missed a few things.
I want to hear everything.
Well, it all began when I saw this sphere of you.
Say what you want. How is he back? I don't care. I love this ending. I know a lot of people pick on the logic, like, oh, Titus coming back kind of ruins it. I don't care. I'm just happy that Yuna and Titus are back together. I love them so much. Them as a couple is amazing. I think if I got 100%, I would get a cutscene here, but I didn't. So they're just going to show me, yeah, the end. There is one more cutscene. I'm going to say this, though. It's neat to have, but it's not needed. This is a good enough ending for me. Alright, what's my percentage? Let's find out. 97%. Feature creators 3%. Okay. So let me see. If I... Would I get 3 extra percent from doing... There's a cutscene in the Celsius we would have to do. I don't think I would get 100%. Again, we're gonna try. When I do post-game, we'll see. I don't think I'll get 100% though from everything. I might be at like 99%. This is... If we don't get 100%, this is satisfying for me. But yeah, there was some stuff I wanted to say about the game. The ending, very similar to another game I love. Surprise, surprise, Grandia. In Grandia, Lean sacrificed herself during the game. Spoilers for Grandia, obviously. But Lean sacrificed herself towards the end of the game. And, you know, because she was in the Kari and it was like her fate. And she did it to buy the hero some time. To stop the Gaia Awakeners and everything. But at the very end, she comes back. And the excuse is that the spirits brought her back. And this is more or less the same thing where the fate kind of made him up. Because again, we know Titus is a dream. And like created by the fate. But very similar to that. The game does if you look at the logic, you're gonna hate the ending. But I don't care. Like, I'm just happy that Lean's back at the end of Grandia, and I'm just happy that Titus is back here. And I'm just happy that Yuna and Titus are reunited, because I love Yuna as a character, I love them as a couple, I just roll with it. I'm okay with this. This is like, if you do a character resurrection like this, I'm okay with this. But yeah. It's good enough for me. The fate could bring him back and everything because he was a dream. It's good enough for me. I don't look too much into it. But yeah, I was talking about the game. Yeah, so Yuna, anyone who says Yuna does 180 is wrong. That's the common consensus people get. But you have to remember that Yuna, like, first of all, you're wrong because Yuna is still, like, somewhat of a goody two-shoes. And she still isn't, like, a complete, 180 personality. But she's just learning from her past. Like, you know, in FF10, she's a pushover where people just make her do stuff and things that are expected of her. Like, she doesn't really take initiative that much. She's just different. She's changing because she doesn't want that anymore. Like, she wants to look past her FF10 summoner counterpart. So, there's my rebuttal to anyone thinking Yuna does a 180. They're just wrong, because that's just people who haven't played the game or played, like, the opening hours of the game. Just play the whole game and you'll see how wrong you are. Other characters are great. Riku, I feel like Riku is good, but I don't like Riku. Like, Riku is like the comic relief of the group, which is fine. I don't like how Riku is painted in some cutscenes. The hot spring scene specifically, I do not like it, and she just comes off as, she's a little annoying when she keeps asking about Pain's past and stuff, but like, it's not like completely bad or anything, but if I had to pick a least favorite of the 3 girls, Riku would be it. And Pain is also interesting. I like her past and how it ties into the leaders and her slowly opening up to the group towards the end. So Pain has some of the best lines in the game, so there's that. But yeah, the characters in this game are great. The only characters I don't like are Brother and LeBlanc. Brother is really annoying. I do not like Brother, and everything about him I hate. And LeBlanc is also really annoying, and I don't like her. Other characters are cool, like Toble's whatever, you know. Toble's also annoying, but he's a side character. I don't really count him. Ormi and Logos had some cool stuff with the sphere stuff, so Macon was also cool. I think Macon, however they pronounce his name. And then, like, you got Donna coming back, Lucille, Elma, Isaru. It's nice to see them all again, seeing what they're doing after Sin. So, yeah. That's basically all I have to say. The story in this game is just really good. I love the story of this game. If you don't like the story, that's fair. It's also fair to say FF10 is the better story, because I think FF10 is the better story. But I do appreciate what 10-2 tried to do. It was impossible to follow FF10 as a masterpiece story. But I really love what 10-2 did, changing the tone. But it also has some dark stuffs. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Anyone who says, 10-2 is too happy all the time, if you play Chapter 1, yeah, you're right. 10-2 is a complete tone shift. But just play the rest of 10-2, you're wrong. Because there's the Den of Woes, the concept of Shuyin, how Shuyin and Len died. That stuff is dark, dude. The Den of Woes looks like it was taken out of a horror movie. So there's that. And then just the 3 friends with the whole, like, shooting scene. Like, all of that is dark, so This game is not all sunshine and rainbows. It has its moments. It has its moments. Another thing I want to talk about is Shuyin and Len. The concept is really interesting. It kind of weaves well into 1,000 words. And I think Shuyin makes an interesting antagonist. Is it as interesting as Yevon in FF10? No, not at all. But that kind of goes hand in hand. I'm a sucker for the false religion plotline, which Grandia 2, another one of my favorite games of all time, follows to a T, with Granis, like Zera from Granis, actually being the main antagonist. And in FF10, Yevon are basically the bad guys. So they're the ones that, like, their teachings are false and everything. So I'm a sucker for that kind of story, but I still think Shuyin as an antagonist is interesting. And the whole Vegnagun stuff is really, really cool. So, yeah. 10-2 is amazing. Top 5 games of all time. FF10 and 10-2 are just so phenomenal. They are tied in my rankings. I love them both. But yeah, great, great games. I'm going to load this up and see what happens. New Game Plus. Play through the game again using all the dress spheres. So New Game Plus carries over everything except key items and levels, I believe. I will be doing this in case I didn't get 100%, and I'll show off the 100% cutscene no matter what it takes. If I have to replay the game again and get 100%, I will do that. So this is the one we're gonna load. Save over this one. Actually, would I? Yeah. Because I want to do the ending again. Alright, so save over this one. We're gonna load the other one. There we go. Yeah, there's New Game Plus if you want to do it. We're at 3 hours and 20 minutes. I could end the stream here. Jumping back to the main game really quick. And check my percentage. And I also might want to go pick up those manuals really quick. Just to get us set for post-game. Alright, back to the Celsius, please. Really quickly. Also gonna change my party because it looks awesome. Right, 93%. 93%? That all got me 4%? So I would need 96. Actually, no, we're not going to pick up the managers. We're just going to end here, I think. This is a perfect time to wrap up. So, okay. So I would need 96% in order to get 100%. I don't think I got it. I might be short a percent. Yeah, no, we're going to wrap up here. This is 10 YouTube videos. That's perfect for ending. But yeah, there you go. The main story of 10-2 is done. The playthrough's not done. We're going to do post-game, but there's going to be a bit of a hiatus because I have to prepare. The only things left to do in the game, I'm going to talk about it. But the last things we have to do in the game are Beaconell has an enemy, the really strong enemy to fight. I really want to fight the boss in the Far Plane Abyss, the one that you can skip the puzzle with. I want to fight that boss. We gotta do Via Infinito, and then I also want to do the experiment. We gotta find all the manuals and the experiment and fight it at level 5. And then there's the Chocobo dungeon, which will come with the manuals too. We want to do that really quickly. And then the Fiend Arena. So there's a little bit to do. There's gonna be some videos, but there will be a break between this one and the next one. By the time this hits YouTube, honestly, I think I'll already be doing the post game, making videos for the post game. I think I'll already be doing that once this hits YouTube. But for Twitch, there's going to be a bit of a hiatus. So, yeah. Those of you watching, hope you all enjoyed. Final Fantasy X-2 is phenomenal. Very, very fun game. I'm looking forward to doing the post-game. That's the end of the main story, though. If you guys want to check out the main story, then totally understandable. Glad you all enjoyed it. And I'll be back for the post-game if you're interested in that or not. We'll do a lot with the post-game. So, yeah. That'll be it. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.